Have you ever found yourself asking, why did this have to happen to me? We all have those moments, right? But what if I told you that the things we call bad luck are sometimes just blessings we don't understand yet? This story will remind you that only time truly reveals what is good or bad. At the foot of a lush green hill, nestled beside a deep, whispering forest, there lived a humble man named Mr. Adam. He was poor not in spirit, but in material things. For him, having 2 meals a day was a miracle in itself. Yet, despite his daily struggles, he was always grateful, always smiling, and remarkably calm. Mr. Adam lived with his young son, Daniel, and a magnificent white horse named Max. But Max wasn't just an animal. Was family. He was their helper, their confidant, their friend. He carried wood from the forest, plowed their small plot of land, and shared their comfortable silence on lonely days. One morning, a wealthy businessman from the city, a certain Mr. Smith, arrived in their quiet village. He had heard tales of a remarkable horse and had come to see for himself. The moment he laid eyes on Max, he was utterly astonished by the horse's strength and beauty. Without hesitation, he offered a huge sum of money, more than Mr. Adam had ever seen in his entire life. The villagers watched, holding their breath, certain their poor neighbor's life was about to change forever. But Mr. Adam simply smiled his gentle smile and said, "Thank you, sir, for your generous offer, but Max is not for sale." The villagers couldn't believe their ears. They started whispering amongst themselves, "Adam is a fool. He could have been rich, but he chose to keep a horse instead." But life, as it always does, had other plans. A few days later, a new chapter began. Max disappeared. He was gone without a trace. Mr. Adam and Daniel searched from sunrise to sunset. They combed through the fields, ventured deep into the forest, and followed the riverbank for miles. But Max was nowhere to be found. The villagers, quick to judge, mocked him again. See, that's what he gets for being so stubborn about his horse. Now he has nothing. Daniel's heart was broken, his eyes filled with tears. He turned to his father and asked, "Father, we've lost everything. How can you still be so calm?" Mr. Adam looked at his son with soft, compassionate eyes and replied, "My son, there is a seed of good and a seed of bad in every moment. We mustn't judge too soon." Days turned into a week. Then, one morning, just as the sun began to paint the sky with hues of orange and pink, Daniel shouted from the window, "Father, look, you have to see this." There, galloping across the field toward their home, was Max. But this time, he wasn't alone. Following close behind him were 5 strong, beautiful wild horses, their manes flowing in the wind. The villagers gasped in amazement. "Adam is truly blessed. The heavens have rewarded him tenfold," they exclaimed. But once again, Mr. Adam didn't celebrate or boast. He just watched the horses approach and whispered, "Perhaps Max just went to find some friends, and now they've all come home together." Inspired, Daniel began the arduous task of taming the wild horses. He worked tirelessly every day, filled with pride that he could help his father build a better future. But fate, ever unpredictable, decided to turn the page again. One afternoon, while Daniel was training a spirited young stallion, the horse suddenly kicked out. Daniel fell hard to the ground, screaming in pain. His leg was badly broken. The villagers gathered, shaking their heads in pity. Poor Adam. Those horses brought him nothing but trouble and sorrow. As Daniel lay in bed, his face pale and contorted with pain, he looked at his father and said, "Father, this time, something truly bad has happened. There can be no good in this." But Mr. Adam, ever serene, just sat by his side and said quietly, "Good or bad, my son? We still can't tell. Only time will show us the full picture." Just a week later, alarming news spread through the village like wildfire. A war had broken out. The government was conscripting all able-bodied young men to fight on the front lines. Soldiers marched into the village, and the air filled with the sounds of mothers crying and fathers begging. But their pleas were in vain. The soldiers took them all except one, Daniel. He was spared because of his broken leg. Days turned into months. The war raged on, and soon it had taken countless lives from their small village. One evening, a group of villagers came to Mr. Adams' home, their eyes red from weeping. "You are so lucky, Adam," they said, their voices trembling. "We lost our sons, but yours was saved." Mr. Adams sat beside Daniel, who was slowly healing. His eyes were calm, his voice steady. He looked at his son and said, "Do you see now, my son? When Max ran away, we thought it was a terrible curse. When you broke your leg, we thought it was a great misfortune. But both times, time revealed a deeper, hidden truth." In that moment, Daniel finally understood. He looked at his father with a newfound gratitude and whispered, "You were right all along." That day, Daniel learned a profound lesson that many people never realize. Life is not meant to be understood instantly. Every joy and every pain is just a single piece of a much larger, more intricate mosaic, a story written by a wisdom far greater than our own. So, the next time life feels unfair, when you lose something precious, or when things just don't seem to make any sense, remember Mr. Adams' words. Don't rush to call something good or bad. Time will tell everything. Be patient, be thankful, and trust that everything happens for a reason. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that every single moment, every twist and turn, was preparing you for the life you were always meant to live. If this story touched your heart, please leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, whether you're experiencing joy or pain, it will all pass one day. Until next time, take care and keep faith in the journey. Thanks for watching.